8:09 on News Radio KWOS. Austin Petersen here with John Marsh. It's the morning show on News Radio KWOS. Joining us now, former governor of the state of Missouri, Eric Greitens. Eric, good morning. Welcome back.
Hey, Austin. Great to be on with you and John again. Thanks so much for having me.
Glad you're here. Let's get right into it. On Wednesday, State Rep Justin Hill presented a House resolution calling for a federal investigation into the source of cash payments that totaled $120,000 made to people who made allegations about you. Is this the right way to go about it? A House resolution in order to start pursuing this, Eric?
Look, I think we absolutely have to have a federal law enforcement come in and take a look at this. You had a situation in the state of Missouri where $120,000 at least in cash was dropped off and paid to people who made false allegations. It is great now to have been exonerated. I'm glad that the MEC findings have finally come out that said that they found no evidence of any wrongdoing. It is good that Kim Gardner's lead investigator has already been indicted for 7 felonies for manufacturing a false case against me. But we still need to know about who it was who paid this money in cash to people who made false allegations. And I think that's important for the people of the state of Missouri, that we get to the bottom of this.
Eric, a lot of people compared what happened to you to what the Democrats attempted to do to President Donald Trump, weaponizing our justice system for partisan uses. In theory, if we don't get to the bottom of where this money came from and find out why it was so important for us to get to the bottom of where this money came from, then they could do it not just to you, they could do it to Governor Petersen right now. They could do it to Trump in the future. If we don't put a stop to it now, this could be a danger to our democracy, to our republic in the future.
Well, Austin, you are exactly right. You're exactly right about this. And just think about the precedent that this sets. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, like, people can walk in and drop off bags of cash to people who make false allegations. It has to be investigated. And yes, this is exactly like what they did and are trying to do to President Trump. And in fact, we've had a lot of national people who are now focused on this case and who are now starting to dig into it and report on it, because this might be the first place where people who engaged in a criminal effort to overturn the results of the 2016 election actually find themselves heading to prison. You know, William Tisby, who is the FBI investigator, ex-FBI investigator, who worked directly for Kim Gardner, he has now been indicted for 7 felonies, for lying under oath, for tampering with evidence. This is part of the left's playbook. And, you know, the important thing, Austin, is that we all recognize that this is what they did to me. It's what they're trying to do to President Trump. This is the playbook that they work with across the country. You know, my buddy Ryan Zinke, Navy SEAL, Secretary of the Interior, they did the same thing to Zinke. You know, he's Secretary of the Interior. They hit him with investigation after investigation, allegation after allegation. I met with Ryan recently, and he said, man, I'm 11 for 11. He's been cleared out of everything, but the guy was a Navy SEAL his whole life, and he's paying $30,000 a week in legal bills. They weaponize the judicial system. They use your listeners' tax money to attack conservatives and outsiders who come in to drive change. And the people who are in office, like me, you have to spend your own money to defend yourself against these attacks.
If you're just tuning in, I'm speaking to former Governor of Missouri Eric Greitens here on News Radio KWOS. John has a question.
Governor, who would be the appropriate investigative agency to look into this?
Well, you know, John, I think that certainly we'd probably want the FBI involved. I also think it would be important for the IRS to also get involved, because what you have here is you have cash payments that are being made, and we need to investigate where the proper form is filled out, when this cash was handed from person to person. Was bribery involved? Was there wire fraud involved? So I think that you are going to need a coordinated federal law enforcement effort to really dig in and get to the bottom of who paid this money, how it was handed off, and why these people were paid who made false allegations.
Governor, I went to a nice little restaurant here in town last night in Jefferson City, and we're glad quite a lot of legislators and, the assorted barnacles that hang around them. And everybody wanted to know who was going to be on the show today. And I said, well, Eric Greitens. And a lot of faces lit up, and a lot of faces also looked quite sour. You have enemies not just on the Democratic side. Jay Barnes called what you were doing a criminal enterprise. I mean, there's some Republicans who might you might want to point in the DOJ's direction, right?
Well, this is absolutely the case, Austin, and it's really important for all of your listeners to remember, and everybody in Missouri to recognize. This wasn't just Democrats who were involved. I mean, when I came into office, we did everything that I promised people we were going to do. We killed a politician's pay raise. We banned gifts from lobbyists. We slammed shut the revolving door between lobbyists and the executive branch. We killed a corrupt tax credit program that in the decade before I came into office had stolen $1.3 billion of your listeners' money. And audit after audit had shown that only 42 cents of every dollar that was supposed to go into low-income housing actually went there. Something like $700+ million into the pockets of insiders. I came into office, we killed that program. So did we upset the establishment? Absolutely. Did we upset a lot of career politicians? Of course. Did we anger a lot of the insiders? Everybody saw that we did. But we were doing the right thing for the people of Missouri.
Eric, a lot of people want you to have your justice. Absolutely, you should have your justice. But what some people might be afraid of is that there could be a drive-by shooting incident in the situation where sometimes, and the supporters online right now who are right behind you, want to spearhead this for you, they make allegations and accusations, and they wonder, who was involved. And sometimes there's conspiracy theorizing, and they say, well, Petersen had a hand in this, and that he is, he's the one who didn't want Greitens in there. I mean, in order to protect the people who didn't have any say in this one, in order to clear their name, can you say that our current Governor Petersen had no hand in it?
Well, I think what's really important is that, those of us who believe in the Constitution, that we actually follow the Constitution. And that one of the things that we're going to do is that when we know that we suspect that there's criminal behavior, $120,000 in cash that was paid, that we have a full investigation. I have every confidence that every member of the House of Representatives, I have every confidence that the governor, that everybody is going to support this resolution because they're going to want to get to the bottom of it. And look, I was a victim of, we don't think of ourselves as victims, right? But the fact is that, our team had all of these false allegations that were made against us. So let's just get the facts out.
Makes sense.
I think everybody can agree. Let's get the facts out. Let's go out and have a full investigation of where this money came from, who was involved, who was talking with the people who paid this money, and why cash was paid to people who made false allegations.
All right. Well, you know what? As soon as I step 1 mile outside of Jefferson City, everybody loves you. But right here, we have our own little version of the swamp. So watch your back, Eric.
Thanks, Austin. I appreciate it, man. I will.
Good luck. Thanks for coming on the show today. We appreciate you. Coming